Bad luck crawling on your tripod?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is bad luck. Yeah, I have to get in every single time. So we're rolling, so this is it.
Alright.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I guess we'll just start off like, I don't know anything about coffee. I really don't. Like, the most I know is, I went through my list of everything I know about coffee, and I know that there's coffee fields, and they look cool, and Folders Cup commercials.
It's a vast world.
That's all I know. I guess I'll just start out with some questions. Somebody, one of my friends asked me, I'll start out with this. One of my friends asked me, what's the difference between just like a regular cup of coffee and an espresso?
Well, espresso is a method of brewing the coffee. So technically, espresso is coffee. So what sets it apart is you use pressure. So you grind it really fine, tamp it into a portafilter, and then you force water through at 9 bar, which is at over 100 psi, and it actually squeezes the ooze right out of those grinds. It's when you have a cup of espresso, it's syrupy, coats the side of your cup.
So just more, is it more dense and just like, is that why it's higher caffeine and stuff? It's
yeah, for sure. Like if you take a small amount of espresso, it would have the same amount of caffeine as a larger cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So when you get into brewing methods, you know, you can have crude methods like pour overs. You can even pour through a steel mesh. You know, I've seen people use things like a sock.
Really?
So, and then you get up into your AeroPress. Your brewers with the paper filters give you finer filtration, so you don't get sediment in your cup. Takes out a little bit of bitterness, filters out those particles.
So how much learning did you have to do to get into it?
It's just all been gradual, really. You know.
Did you start out knowing much about coffee? Like, were you always?
No, I started out working at McDonald's and drinking that coffee, and I was a refrigeration tech for 13 years, so spent a lot of time on the road.
Yeah, true.
My daily routine was jump in the van and head to McDonald's or Tim Hortons for my extra large double every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just always drank coffee, and it wasn't until Alyssa and I actually started that we kind of dove into the world of specialty coffee and started to explore new things, and we're still learning every day.
So anybody listening, Matt and Alyssa, so Alyssa would be Matt's wife, was not able to come on, but they started this journey together, but just Matt's able to come on. So anybody listening that's not sure what Matt's talking about, it was a journey together between them both, but only we're only gonna hear from Matt's side today. So yeah. But yeah.
You can hear Alyssa's side of the story another time.
Yeah, we'll have her on. I was gonna put that up.
So you got your Picadilly sticker there?
Yeah. Alyssa gave it to me for free, honestly. I went in and she was like, "Oh, just take it." I was like, "Oh, thanks." I don't like coffee at all. I really don't. There's nothing about coffee that makes me excited, or I don't know. But every time I have gone into Picadilly, every time I get something random, I just look at the menu and I just go, "Oh, that one sounds cool." And every time it's come out perfect. Like, it just tastes good. Like, I look forward to it, which is actually surprising because I've never had a full cup of coffee. I also don't know what the difference is, like, in a latte or a, like, I don't know. There's so many different styles of drink that you can get.
There is. I can't keep track of them all.
Yeah,
really. You get your basics, your brewed coffee. When it comes to espresso-based drinks, you get just the espresso itself. A macchiato would be, you just take a dollop of froth milk, put it on top. Latte, you steam your milk. There's a small amount of foam on it. Cappuccino, there's more foam again. And, you know, you get your traditional, authentic Italian recipes, and then you have sort of your new sort of Starbucks and Tim Hortons recipes. So
the glamorous side.
Even through the industry, if you go to one spot and get a latte, it's going to be different than you're kind of getting that person's take on each individual drink. So
yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. It's very uniquely how you make it, and there's so many things you can do with it.
There is, and you know, people around here are used to weaker drinks. If you serve up a traditional cappuccino, they're quite strong, and people don't tend to dig them so much. Also, the larger sizes too, like cappuccino traditionally was 8-ounce cup, so pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm driving on the highway, I like to get a big old 24-ouncer, and you know, I might even stop halfway to Moncton and pick up another one.
Oh man,
I like drinking my extra larges, that's for sure.
Yeah, you like to have something for a while.
Yeah.
You know, sip away at.
Yeah.
I don't know how people take coffee and they just chug it back right when they get it. Like some people from Tim Hortons, they'll grab the coffee and they'll just drink it hot because they love it just steamy.
Yeah.
That's just, does it not burn them? I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they keep their serving temperature down a little bit too. They don't want any lawsuits of people driving away and scolding themselves.
True. But I find when I get a coffee, well, I don't get a coffee, but if I ever got like a hot beverage of anything, it's too hot to drink right away. But some people can just put her back right away.
So you're not a coffee fan?
Not a coffee fan
I
at
see
all.
you drinking some iced coffees, so there must be some hope there somewhere.
You saw me drinking iced coffees?
I think I saw you drive by and flash an iced coffee out the window.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just picked something off the menu and I just said,
Okay.
can you make that? And it tasted like chocolate milk, to be honest.
Right. I'm certain we can find something.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
you
work
definitely
through our
can.
long list.
Actually, I saw a post the other day, and it was $199. I don't know.
Oh, our coffee workshop.
Yeah, I want to know more, because I was going to read about it, but then I was like, I'm going to talk to him in a couple days, so.
Yeah. It's something that Alyssa and I had talked about for quite a while, and when we first started, we didn't really have a dedicated space for the roastery, and we always said that once we had, you know, a location and some space, we were going to do some of these workshops and have people in, and, you know, it's there's a lot of people that don't know whether it's different drinks or brewing methods or, you know, the different varieties of coffee we have. It's just an opportunity for people to come in and kind of dive into the world of coffee.
Yeah.
And I don't have any real direction for it, so it would depend on the people that come in and what they want from it.
So how does it work? Like, it is off. So you walk into the shop and you're at the main shop, but then it's in the back room. I saw tubs. There's a bunch of tubs and stuff. Is that just like product of you guys?
So yeah, the containers you can see at the front of the roastery would probably be our roasted coffee. We've got 10 different varieties of green beans, and then we roast each of those to different roast levels. So overall, there's probably 30 different types of coffee that we have. And then from there, we bag some of that so it's ready to go out on the shelf for online orders or whatnot. So in the very back, you'll see the piles of burlap bags with our green beans. Yeah, so depending on what we're doing on any given day, we have a whole bunch of bins, and we blend 4 different blends for us. We have multiple customers that we do custom blends for them as well. So yeah, I think when we get into the workshops, we can tailor each one to you know, the person that's coming in, whether they want to spend time up front on the espresso machine working on latte art, or, you know.
So is it anybody, or how does?
Yeah,
I'm still
absolutely.
confused on how this works. Like, it's all good. So they can use that machine themselves?
No, so it'll encompass sort of an overview of the roastery itself, a little tour, kind of explaining the process of everything right from the green bean to the finished product, and then we can get into, maybe somebody doesn't know what type of coffee they want. We can focus on, finding the bag of coffee that's right for them. If somebody wants to try some different stuff. Same with brewing methods. A lot of people have never used AeroPresses, pour overs, that sort of thing. Same as espresso machines. Some people just want to get their hands in and make some drinks. So it's an open book, really.
That's cool. Maybe in the future, if you ever want a hand, we can do like a video demonstration throughout it.
Yeah,
that'd be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, get that online presence, but
yeah, we have the space now, and we're happy to show it off. And
no, it's a beautiful spot. It's beautiful. What's your plans for customers and seating? Because right now it's
pretty small right now, which was always the intent. We'll probably build some bar stool seating around the outside, maybe some window seating there.
I do like the outside seating.
We have a great patio there, so we're gonna get some tables and chairs out there this summer, and who knows. Really, I think we'll keep it small inside. We want to kind of keep the flow moving fast, and we'll focus on outside here. Once we get some warmer weather, we might even get some heaters out there too.
Wow, like the cafe, like heaters like that.
Like a infrared heater, radiant heater, something along those lines.
That's right down your element.
Yeah, we'll see.
12 years of experience, right?
Yeah.
Is that 12, right?
I wasn't a propane guy, as a refrigeration tech.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, different trade.
Yeah, different trade. Never mind. Don't know what I'm talking about. No. When did you guys start?
It would have been 2017. Alyssa started. Yeah, the kids were young. Twins were less than one, and Alyssa started roasting in the garage, and it just kept growing from there. She started selling coffee, and she took a business course here in town, Enterprising Women, and it just kept growing and growing, and we got a spot down on Main Street beside Sussex Pizza. That was our first space. We were going to put the roaster in there, but we realized after the fact, we're going to be downtown Sussex, smoke billowing out from somewhere, and so we kind of used it as a storefront and storage, and then we moved to our second location at Rosemont there in the storage units, which was a pretty fun little venture, and enjoyed our time spending there. Pretty proud with the way things grew and how we had things set up overall, and once we knew that it was gonna work, then we went for it. We're in our dream location here now.
It's a perfect spot. It's honestly amazing.
It's still in a lot of ways an open slate. We did build some walls, but we left up front open. We didn't really nail anything down yet. We're still in the process of figuring out what we want to do, what we want to offer. Yeah. Overall.
And you'll be always shifting around anyways, no matter what, because you're going to find things that work, and then you're going to just maybe want to switch something up.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at a lot of bigger quick service restaurants, they're always talking about evolving, and look at McDonald's and Tim Hortons, how often they're renovating and doing facelifts and changing things around in there.
Yeah. That's the business.
One thing we learned over the past couple of years through COVID is the importance of being able to pivot quickly. There was a lot of businesses that had to change the way they do things really quick, and it was nice to see not just our business, but a lot of other people too, like changing things up and rolling with punches.
Yeah, you definitely got to be able to react fast to the changes.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, then you're just going to fall off. And but the business attitude would be like, if you're not growing, then you're not. Like, you got to constantly grow as a business because there's no way you can't.
Feels like this is the first time too where we've been able to sort of take control. Like we've been reacting and changing, and like I said, rolling with the punches the whole time for the past since we started. Really, hasn't stopped changing, and now I feel like being in the middle of winter, we can kind of take a breath and see where we're at and keep.
Is summer
keep
go
building.
go?
It is, yeah.
Winter slows down a little bit.
Yeah, right after Christmas, I would say January is our slowest month of the year. Everybody's got their cupboards stocked
do a
up
lot
after
for
Christmas.
Yeah, you do a lot for Christmas.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. I was in Halifax with my brother this summer, and we went to a coffee shop thing with a group of friends. And I was like, man, if Piccadilly ever gets the chance, like, renovate or get another location in Halifax, because it's always busy. It's a very busy walking city, but I have no idea.
Yeah, we've kicked the idea around of, maybe in the future franchising.
Yeah,
but,
long-term goal.
Yeah, that's long-term, big dreams.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. We gotta get one location squared away first.
One step at a time, but
yeah,
that'd be amazing. And I really like, what's kind of the values of your business, or your, it's not morals, but ethics of a business, I guess. Like every company has their own attitude towards what they believe in, I guess.
Right, yeah. I think from the get-go it's just been, provide excellent coffee. It's learning for us too, so it's enjoyable to constantly search out new coffees. We got a few different varieties right now that we're playing around with. Been kind of exploring natural coffees, sort of getting outside of our regular staples. Leading up to Christmas, we don't have a lot of time to play around, experiment.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of builds some culture and discussion amongst ourselves, and so I mean, it's a learning process for everybody. Never stop learning. Get a great product to our customers, and help them learn, but also we get people come through our doors, and we can learn from them as well.
I like being a customer, especially when you see the start of it, and then you can be a part of kind of it growing, because like you're coming in and something's always new, and like your company's always building, and something like for the brewing, their own brewing roasting, that $1.99 thing.
The coffee workshop.
The coffee workshop, yeah, that thing. Just seeing that, and then seeing what you guys are going to do from a year from now, and then 2 years from now, and you're still coming in and getting the same like good coffee, and it's a cool experience.
There's so much to it that you can't learn everything. It's everything from the different varieties of beans. There's the whole biology side of it, and then the geography. This stuff's coming in from all over the world. So
yeah, I was going to ask you, where do you order your beans from? Like all over?
We deal with a few small suppliers, importers actually. A couple of them are pretty big, but so they have a warehouse stocked up, and we just go through their catalog. We have certain beans that become unavailable at certain times of the year. We have to wait for the harvest season.
Depending on the season, yeah.
Of the next crop, so we'll stock up ahead of time on certain stuff, or have to, deal with other suppliers to find what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. What would a company be? Is there a name of a company that holds just beans? Like, are they just a massive warehouse that just like holds coffee beans, all different types?
Yeah, I guess
they
so.
Just dispute all over the world, probably?
Yeah, we just call them an importer.
Okay.
And that's another part of the business that we haven't got into yet. Alyssa was in Costa Rica when COVID first hit, so we haven't had a lot of opportunity to explore, these coffee farms and whatnot in person. But that's something in the future.
Do they have coffee viewings? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can go down, tour the farm. You can do cuppings with their beans on site. So again, something else that you can learn and bring back here. I've never done a official cupping or anything.
Yeah.
So I think
is that what they call it? Kind of like a wine taste. It's called like cupping.
Yeah.
For coffee.
Yeah.
That's cool. What are you looking for when you're cupping? Like for an example, like when you're trying different coffee, what are you looking for?
Well, you're looking for, in most cases, an optimal roast level for that particular bean. So you would take a bean, roast it to a few different levels, cup it, and then you compare, this one's too light, this one's too dark. If there's a certain flavor characteristic you're looking for, you can try to dial in on that specifically. It might be something related to bitterness or acidity. It might be a certain flavor. If you're trying to bring out caramelization of a bean a little bit more, you can play around in certain temperature ranges to develop those flavors.
Yep. Whenever you try to get the most out of a bean, like you crush it down and try to get that syrup or the whatever liquid you can, I guess. Is there any part of the bean that you waste, or is it almost all used? Would there be any aspect of the bean being waste? Probably be all
the coffee grinds itself.
The coffee grinds itself?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with that?
Well, they don't go to waste either. Jody, our manager, she composts a lot of it. She has a farm, a vegetable farm, so it gets put to good use. We also have a couple customers who will come in and ask for grinds so they can compost.
Nice.
Apparently, I've heard that they keep slugs away, so people use them for different stuff like that. I've heard they're good for growing mushrooms on as well.
Really? I wonder what they let off to like keep away slugs.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with the acidity or what it is.
Letting off something.
Or it could be a myth, who knows?
Yeah. So growing mushrooms, you can like sprinkle it in the dirt probably and...
Yeah, they pack together and they make a good cake. I've never tried it, so I don't know.
So like, does it, I don't know, makes the soil more packy in a sense? Like, is that what you mean by cake?
No, like, I think they just use a cake of coffee grinds.
Oh.
Pack it together and
yeah.
Put your mycelium in there,
Mm-hmm.
inject it in there however you do it.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a coffee bean field?
I have not, no.
I'd love to check
The
one out.
furthest I've
It'd be
been
cool.
away from home is Chicago, so
Oh, okay.
we don't
You
have
got
any
some
coffee
exploring
plants
to
as
do.
far north. Yeah, I do, yeah. I've got a friend, actually I got a friend who's living in Brazil right now. I've got another friend who has gone down south a couple times, rented a motorcycle and toured around to a lot of different places, and he sends me pictures of mountainous scenes and coffee farms, and it looks great. I'd like to
I wish I
get
could
in
look.
there someday.
I wish I had a monitor so I could look up how many coffee fields there are. Coffee bean fields. There's probably so many. Is there a lot in Canada? Is that a thing in Canada?
No.
Not at all?
No. I don't know. You could probably grow a tree in a greenhouse, the right climate.
In a warm environment, yeah. Does it need to be warm?
I don't know the specific growing conditions. One of the things that go into the making of a good Arabica coffee is high altitude beans. I don't know all the details, but it's something to do with the coffee fruit grows slower, matures slower, so has more time to pack in flavors and nutrients.
Yeah, like has time to brew pretty much inside the plant.
Yeah, so I don't know, some of these are 3,000 meters above sea level, so I don't know how warm it would be up in
Yeah, you're right.
But again, I think there's so much learning to do. It would be just amazing to go down there for, especially a couple weeks at a time when you can kind of get settled and take things in and see the whole process.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be really cool to see go down there at harvest season, actually watch them process the fruit, dry the beans.
Well, I was gonna mention, like, maybe in the future, if you guys were able to, there's got to be somewhere in Canada that grows beans, but if you guys were to get a greenhouse somehow, this isn't, I don't know what kind of future this looks like for you guys, but then you guys have like local beans that you guys grow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty far-fetched.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I've never heard of anybody growing them in a greenhouse, let alone harvesting fruit. Like I said, I'm sure you could grow the plant, but I don't think the quality of coffee would be very good.
Maybe it's just the aesthetics of being locally grown.
But you never know. We're making leaps and bounds with technology, and we're getting more creative with ways to grow food now. So maybe it's a possibility. Yeah.
Fake. No, I agree.
Look at some of the fruit that comes from the grocery store, the big hollow strawberries with no flavor.
I hate it.
So, but that's something too that a lot of the coffees are monocrops, and there's talk about the coffee regions shrinking and potential for like a disease to come like wipe out a lot of these plants. So they're trying new varieties or constantly crossbreeding, trying to find new plants to grow in different locations. Robusta is a different type of bean as opposed to Arabica, and one of the things that it's kind of noted for is it's more robust plant. They're able to grow it in more regions.
Okay.
Which still produces a low quality coffee bean, but I guess something you can get to market. Robustas are used in espressos. They add a lot of kick and flavor, bitterness to kind of round out espresso blends. We don't use it in ours, but that may be something we'll experiment with down the road.
Yeah. What I'm just so interested in the fields. I know that's not your expertise, I guess, but is there anything that hinders a coffee bean field that you know of? Like,
well, I mean,
either conditions or animals or anything.
So Brazil, I believe they're the biggest producer in the world. They had a whole bunch of frost, and they had some flooding. They had a few different events over the past year or so that put prices up. Usually I guess it's weather events. It takes years to grow a coffee tree before you're able to harvest the fruit from it. So if you get a bad year and you lose some trees, then down the road that's going to affect your production. Long term, your prices are going to go up.
How big's a tree? They said they can grow pretty high, can't they? They're not like big, but
the size of the tree, they sort of remind me of apple trees in a way. Not sure how big they can grow, but they do keep them quite trimmed.
Yeah, I think I did read something about that. Like they keep them trimmed to a certain height.
Yeah, the pictures look a lot like
kind of like a shrub in a way, huh?
An apple orchard or a vineyard in a way. I'd say they want to keep the trees to a reasonable height so they can harvest the fruit easily.
Mm-hmm. And they just probably get a lot of men just to run through and pick away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you pick away the branches, or are you getting the bean?
You pick the fruit. They almost look like...
they're like berries, right?
They're about the size of a grape, I would say.
They're that big?
They're not on a...
Well, I guess grape...
They're not on a bunch, so you pick them individually.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say maybe their grapes are smaller, because grapes here are, like...
Yeah.
Huge.
There's a couple different ways. The larger farms use a machine that goes down the rows of trees and it shakes them. and then it just catches everything that falls off. Typically that coffee isn't as great of quality because you're going to get defective fruit in there, you're going to get unripened fruit, and some of it gets picked out along the way, but a lot of the smaller farms and higher end coffees are picked by hand. Mm-hmm. So the plants are harvested in stages instead of like one day we're going to take everything. They pick each individual fruit as it's in its peak.
Yeah.
Those are the farms too. Usually those coffees are higher quality, but those are the farmers that we like to support and the stories that we like to see.
Yeah.
There's commodity coffee. When you look on the world market and you see coffee selling for $2 a pound or whatever, that's not the type of coffee that we deal with. We deal with coffee. It's more expensive to buy. More of the money goes to the farmer. There's programs in place, so if they do lose a crop to disease or frost, they're compensated so they don't lose their farm. Mm-hmm. They're able to stick it out, get things back on track.
Yeah, it just helps them out.
We have a coffee right now, Asabagri. It's from Guatemala, and you can go online, you can see the coffee farm, you can see the workers. There's so much labor that goes into getting coffee to us. It's unbelievable. Like I said, they're hand-picked. A lot of times they're transported on a scooter or by hand to the co-op that processes the beans. Then through the drying process, they're constantly turned and picked over by hand. Some of our coffees, like the Sumatra, are picked over 3 times after they're dried. When you look at the videos online, it's these giant warehouses with big open tables and just people standing around picking. There's
really?
Dust in the air.
And they do that multiple times?
3 times they'll pick over
like a one batch kind of thing? Like a single load, exactly. I guess, of beans. Yeah. Wow. I guess you have to. There's no bugs that interfere with coffee beans, I don't think, right? Is that?
There is. I know certain types of coffee you will get insect damage. I haven't heard of any instances where you've had like insects wipe out, full crops or anything, but I'm sure it is an issue on the farm level.
Yeah. I'd love to explore that process, like go fly down and see the whole process from seed to growth to picking to all the way to you guys again. It'd be a cool experience. Then to document it and then put a little Picadilly roaster.
That would be the ultimate for us, is making that direct connection to a coffee farm and hand picking the coffees that we import.
It'd be cool if you could. Is it possible to people would wear your guys' logo over across seas for your company and they pick for you? That'd be pretty cool.
Usually, the way it works is somebody would travel to the farms, cut their crops, and then sort of buy up front however much you want. So a certain amount of that crop would be going to this person, a certain amount's going to go to that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it gets disputed through multiple different sections of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of coordination. You have to be able to communicate with the farmers first of all, but then you got to be able to ensure that you're going to be able to get your product from the co-op to a shipping container and have that arrive safely without being damaged by humidity. It's temperature sensitive. You don't want.
Do they have them in special type of crates or something, or packaging to affect
There's a few different ways you can ship coffee. One is bulk, so they have these big, giant sacks that hold a ton of coffee.
Is it those big white ones? almost like the same as, have you ever seen like milk, powdered milk in a huge bag? It's just this big sack. I don't know. Would it be like that?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's sort of almost like the same material as a disposable shopping bag. And they have these big handles, you can pick them up with forklifts and
Trying to
move
think
them
of
around.
disposable.
The other way, the most common way is burlap bags. You can also get them in a burlap bag with what they call a grain pro bag, and sort of like a big garbage bag liner. So that's your safest way if you're going to be ordering coffee and holding it for a while, or, you know, for whatever reason, if you want to maintain the freshness, the grain pros.
Is that the bags that are all around your guys' desk?
Nope, so
What
those
kind
are
of
the burlap or the jute bags.
Okay.
The grain pro, you'd never know it, but they're inside those bags in some cases.
Oh, so that's what the liner is?
Yeah,
Grain.
yeah, it's
Oh.
more or less just a plastic liner for the jute bag.
Okay, perfect. One thing I really appreciate is I like the comfortability of your guys' business in your shop. Like, it just feels like it's cozy. It's a nice environment. I just like it. Like, you walk in and just, I don't know, it feels good.
Yeah, the vibe is something that we've thought about from the get-go, and we want to make sure we get that part of it right. Not only for people to come in and sit down and have an atmosphere, but, you know, like you said, when people walk in that door, we want a certain vibe to hit them.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, it's a good feeling when you walk in and it's just that comfortable theme, and I don't know, just...
It feels good when, you know, we took this concept from a storage unit, really, kind of revisited it, drew it out on paper, and now when people come in and that's a reaction, it's like, wow, like it feels so good to see it hitting people in that way.
Yeah.
Kind of accomplish what we were going for in that sense.
I'm reading a book called This Is Marketing, and it's like just all about market. I think the author's Seth Godin.
Okay.
But he basically just runs through, I think it's kind of just all the basics of what to expect when you're like promoting your business. But is there any ways that you guys have discussed that you want to promote it more, or different ways that you thought about promoting it? Like, the workshop's amazing. I love that. That's super cool. But is there any other ways?
Yeah, so we want to work on our online stuff a little more this year, specifically subscription programs.
I actually, I was thinking about, I don't know, I just think about a lot of things, but I was thinking about your business and I was like, I wonder how they could do a subscription, and I was like brainstorming my own ideas, just like thinking about what you guys could do.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, we're in the process of sort of going through other coffee businesses and other subscription services and seeing what their rules are, how they do it, that sort of thing. We want to make it easy for the customer. We want to make it a value to the customer to use a subscription service. Subscription service.
There's water there too if you want a glass.
They can save a few bucks on shipping or whatever by bundling a few bags up once a month or whatever it is.
And they do that themselves? Or you guys do that?
So the program that they're going to go through would you would select the type of coffee you want, how many bags, the type of grind.
Would it be like
the frequency?
Would it be like different levels kind of thing, like
more or less,
like
yeah.
A cheaper price for like less, and then
yeah, exactly. More. Yeah, so the more you buy, the better deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're just buying, I'm thinking the minimum would be around £3 per month. So once a month you'll get £3 come in the mail. You can pick your variety, your roast level, whether you want it ground or not. Yeah, we want to sort of round out our online store, get some more of our merch and whatnot online. Right now it's mostly coffee. We have some clothing and mugs on there, but we want to get
just
our whole store on there.
All right, anybody that's watching the YouTube video, this is their logo. It's on your hat actually too, so anybody that's looking at Matt right now. But this is their logo. and this is what a lot of their merch has. But you probably have different stuff in different styles. They're not all just. You guys have a P too, like a big P.
We have a P that we're using some on social media. Yeah, constantly. When we first started, we hired a gentleman to kind of go through a few graphics and design some different stuff. So we've got a stockpile of different stuff, but that's our most popular one right there.
Yeah. When I did that sketch for your shop, it was really fun doing the logo, like on the signs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty unique. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, also as far as growing the business, sort of working with different people in the community has been fun too. We sponsored a ball team.
Yeah, I was gonna say you helped for the sports team. Oh, did you? The one by the dog park?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's fun to interact with the community and see your logo on a baseball jersey or whatever. I remember when I was a kid, some of the businesses that sponsored our baseball teams, and I always thought it was cool to have a logo on the jersey. So
and now look at you.
Yeah.
You manifested.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I really do like your guys' clothing. Like I really like it, and I think you guys can do so much more, like what you said, on your online presence. And you guys have a lot of potential, I think.
Yeah, we've got a lot of ideas. The swag's actually been hard to find lately. A lot of styles and colors have been sold out, so we've had to compromise on what we want. But I've got a list of some other stuff over the next year that we can put out, and we have other people contributing ideas too. Those green sweaters have been a huge seller. We've sold lots of t-shirts. Christmas time, it's amazing how much of that merch flies off the shelf.
I believe it. Just game changer.
It's always amazing to go out town and see somebody wearing a hat or see a t-shirt randomly, or if I'm wearing my t-shirt, somebody will point it out and, hey, I've been to Picadilly Coffee. So.
My brother got a Picadilly Coffee t-shirt this year for Christmas.
Okay.
I think my sister got it for him, but they look great. I love them.
I want to try to find some performance t-shirts and, get some athletes running around with their stuff on too.
No, that'd be super cool. And if you can get kind of a sponsor throughout the marathons that are around here.
Yeah, exactly.
If people are running with your shirt, that'd be pretty cool.
Lots of people running around. One of our customers, Shane, we see him run all over town, so maybe we get a t-shirt on him. He can be a billboard for us.
Yeah. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was going to mention something. Oh, what was I going to say? I had it in my mind. It's gone. Where'd it go? I don't know. Oh, skateboards. You ordered them. You were mentioning them to me the other.
Yeah, we got
couple months ago.
our own Picadilly skateboard deck now as well.
How many did you order?
I got a dozen.
A dozen? Would you be looking to sell them at some point?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the kids and I have claimed a couple already.
Oh yeah, you got to keep some for yourself.
We've got them built. So I got 5 different sizes. I only got one of the kids' boards, which is 7.25, but I got everything from 7.75 right up to 8.5, and I bought a few sets of independent trucks and some wheels, Bronson bearings.
Can you customize wheels?
You can.
Get a little Picadilly around the a white wheel with the brown logo.
I find the thing with wheels though is everybody has their own idea of what they need. Whether if you're skating a park, you're gonna want something different than if you're skating street. Even 2 guys skating street, they're gonna want different sizes, different diameters.
Yeah, you're right. And you have a lot of wheels.
So when it comes to stuff like that, I picture sitting on it for quite a while. If you don't have exactly what somebody wants, they can go online and buy anything. So
I wonder about Piccadilly grip tape.
The way I look at it is, with the decks, if somebody comes to town, they're out skating, they snap a deck, well, at least they can come somewhere locally and kind of save their day.
We have nowheres to get a skateboard.
Yeah, wheels, I thought about hard, and I just ended up going with just generic, no name, basically throwing them in for free. But I got good trucks and bearings on there, so it's enough to get you rolling, and people can kind of swap out wheels for whatever they like after.
Yeah, I have an 8.5, and but if you ever get another batch, I'd love to buy one. It'd be awesome. Because I need a new board. Mine's falling apart.
Yeah, I remember seeing some cracks in it.
Yeah, it's getting loose. I think I got some water damage or something.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about Picadilly grip tape. The P would probably pretty easy to do a stencil.
Yeah,
it
would be sweet. Right in the middle and just... Is that what you're thinking? Right in the middle?
Yeah.
Or like 3 Ps. PPP. I don't know.
I kind of picture one back by the, just in front of your back foot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'd
Maybe
be cool.
just a white,
kind of off-centered a little
white
bit.
P with the rooster in the middle.
I like that, yeah. With brown grip tape. No.
Yeah, I don't know how far down that hole I want to dive.
Yeah. It kind of like... And that's getting into like some of those action sports, and then it's like, how could you convert it into that if you wanted? There's so many ways you can go, and you guys are in a point right now where it's like, which way can you branch?
Yeah.
And you can branch in any way, honestly. Like,
I think one of the secrets in a small town is rather than focus on a niche, kind of come at it from the approach of having a little bit for everybody.
I agree.
You know, those boards are probably going to sit on the shelf for a year or more.
Not after this podcast. Not after this podcast.
But just to have it there, I think it looks cool hanging on the wall to begin with. But
it looks sweet.
It's just sort of a, you know, if the right person walks in and sees that, then you know, it's going to make their day, or you know, just have something, a little something in there for everybody. The other thing I have in there is some titanium camping mugs.
Really?
A little bit pricey, but most people look at them and see the price and keep on moving. But you know, a good titanium mug is expensive, but it's one of those things like you get your favorite camping mug and you take it on all your trips.
That thing will never break. Like
it'll never break as long as you don't lose it. It'll be kind of a keepsake you take on all your trips. And I've got a mountain mug. It's not a Picadilly mountain mug, but I've had it now for probably 20 years. And when I drink coffee out of that thing, I think about, you know, canoeing and hiking and certain spots.
So what you're saying is get rid of all your mugs, go get a Picadilly titanium mug, and that's it. Just stick with one.
Yeah,
stick with one. That's all you need. Everybody with their all the mugs in their shelves, just throw it all out.
And it comes back to the coffee as well, having a little something for everybody. Maybe not everybody's into the natural coffees, or
I'm not into coffee at all, so
right. But I'm sure
you got me hooked somewhere.
We can find something for you. You know, there's different coffees that don't have a lot of bitterness or don't have a lot of flavor. Sort of one of the things I've been toying with is to try to find like something close to Tim Hortons, just because I think it'd be fun to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of a little challenge in the coffee realm for me to really focus in on, you know, acidity and flavors and tweak different recipes. And
does big franchise companies use like one style of bean or very few styles of beans?
It's usually trade secret. It's hard to say, but I'm guessing they're probably from large operations, usually in one like country. I don't think they're a blend or anything like that.
Okay.
But it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, I guess there's probably some farmers that specifically just work for like one company and they just produce and produce and produce, just probably for one person. Like
Yeah,
Tim
I would
Hortons
say
or like
so,
Dunkin'
yeah.
Donuts or Starbucks. Or...
Yeah, they need to maintain consistency too. So if you're buying from a whole bunch of different farmers in different regions, the consistency's not going to be there. So yeah, something tells me they're, you know, getting from huge operations.
Yeah. I really do wonder a lot, like, I do think, where can you push the marketing for Picadilly coffee? Like what, like you said, right now, just tickle your toes into each
Yeah.
spot wherever. I don't even know how that works.
I think that by and large, our customers have made that decision for us. We've just kind of been rolling with it, and whatever sells is what we're making more of.
Exactly.
So little things like right now, like I said, I don't expect the skateboards to be a huge seller, but that's something that I just do because I like to do it.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's just helping out that small community, and then you're doing that in a bunch of different ways, whether it's athletic wear for people that like work out, or baseball teams, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows what we'll
yeah, so
go with next. There's sort of little experiments too. Certain things that we, in a way it was sort of the things that we didn't plan or didn't put a whole lot of thought into that just takes off.
It's weird how things work like that, eh?
Yeah.
Like, you plan all this time on, like, something that you're going to try to get done, and then something out of the blue comes, and it's like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do now.
Yeah.
And that's what you start working at, and it's weird. But maybe
I remember when Alyssa was doing the market, I had this idea of a way to come up with Nitro Coffee and serve it there. And I thought people were going to be lined up for this stuff, and the first day we get in there, nobody knew what Nitro Coffee was. We were giving out samples.
It's kind of a scary sounding
People
name.
were taking a sip of it, putting it down on the table, walking away. Yeah, people don't know if it's going to blow up or they think Nitro, it's when they hear Nitro, they think of like turbo coffee, like high caffeine.
Like a 5-hour energy type thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What is Nitro Coffee?
So essentially it's black coffee that's infused with nitrogen. So we have a carbonation stone, similar to what they use for making beer. Instead of using carbon dioxide, we use straight nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you like a finer microfoam. The head lasts longer. It's actually like a stout beer, like very similar to a Guinness.
Okay.
Same color. The head on it, it's actually poured through a stout tap as well.
Really?
So it's a presentation thing. We can flavor it different ways. I like to put a little cream in there just to kind of color it.
Yeah.
It's good with chocolate sauce too. So, but that was an example of something that I went through. Had this great idea. Light bulb went off in my head. Spent a bunch of money on parts and experimenting, and when we got it set up, it didn't take off. So we'll just keep selling the farmers market like we've always been doing, and carry on until we get another idea.
Exactly. No, and if you don't try ideas, it's again, you don't fail, but you just learn. It's just constantly learning.
Yeah.
You don't look at it as like a failure, but you just Nitro Coffee, that way didn't work. But you could do like the same thing and have a different approach to it, and it might work. You know what I mean? But
that, and also, it depends just what's trending at any given time. Sort of Starbucks, they have Nitro Coffee, so it's been getting more popular. People know what it is. They see it. In a way, Starbucks sort of advertises for us and with some of that stuff. So yeah, we've been playing around with lots of different recipes and always looking for the next seasonal drink. And
were you, I guess, in 2017 when you guys first started, were you thinking that it could get to this point? Like, did you have that vision? Or was it more just kind of a passion project in the sense of just having fun with it and playing around?
Yeah.
Or was it like, all right, this could become something, let's kind of go at it?
Yeah, I mean, Alyssa enjoyed doing it, so it was something to pass the time.
Was she working at the time?
No, she was...
She was with the kids, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we had just had the twins. They were about one. It was something that she started when she was home with them. Buddha Bear in Elma had just opened up. So we were intrigued with the whole coffee roasting process. We did a couple camping trips in Funday and walked down and got our Nitro Coffee there. First time we tried it.
Nice.
And talked to the owners and, chilled out, took in the atmosphere there and brought that home. And when the opportunity arose for her to kind of make a career change, we just kept rolling with it. I don't think we thought too far ahead. It was, a fun process. It was fun to learn, and on the equipment side of things, it gave me something to tinker with constantly. I remember after a few months thinking, like, this is actually going to work. We're, got some money rolling in and paying for the equipment, and so I don't know when we actually began to look at the big picture and the really long term. I think it's hard to envision the future, like when you're back on that side.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just going with it. It's just been nonstop since then. Like when she was roasting those small batches, it was long days and low yields and.
Well, there was many times where on this street it smelled like coffee pretty good all over the neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sure. We haven't got any negative feedback on it.
No, it's a good smell. So why would you complain?
I'm sure there's lots of people around the industrial park these days that know the smell you're talking about. Certain days when the wind's blowing certain directions, that I see some days it goes up towards the high school. Looks like
it attracts people. That's your marketing plan.
We get busy around those days. Yeah.
You get a chimney and you target it towards which direction you want, towards all those workers across the street,
right.
And then they know where to go. That's a good marketing strategy. Could you imagine? That wouldn't work.
Yeah, it was an interesting revelation when we went ahead with our first location over on Main Street. And realize, like, oh, we just got a location that we can't put a roaster in, or we talked to the town, we talked to the building owner, we talked to the neighbors. Everybody said they didn't care, but it was just like, do they understand? Like, there's gonna be smoke billowing out here, and it wasn't the spot for it. You can get afterburners and filters for locations like that, but they take space and they cost money. And so we're in the industrial park now, where we're.
Yeah, so the industrial lot helps a lot. When you had a location where you couldn't put the roaster in or to brew your coffee, do you need a license of some sort, or is it literally just consent from the people around you?
Yeah, it boils down to zoning. So where we're in the industrial park, we're good to go there. We don't make a whole lot of smoke compared to some industries, so.
Yeah, you have very little. How do you do it now, where your location is at? Like, what do you do with the smoke? Just have a.
Well, we've got a 40-foot high chimney, so we're venting up above everything. Yeah, we're venting up above everything there right now, so very seldom does anybody ever get a smell of anything unless, like I said, the wind's blown just right.
And do you guys own upstairs above you guys?
Nope. So we rent the space. Mark McAllister and
Mark Musgrave,
Corey McAllister on the building. They've got some plans for developing the rest of that. I think right now, last I heard, they're talking about doing some office space up there.
Nice. It was a gym, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's remnants of the old gym up there. There's still some motivational stuff painted on the walls.
Nice.
It's kind of cool to go venture through the old building.
Picadilly themed gym. No.
Yeah, no, I've thought about all kinds of stuff that we could potentially put in there.
Yeah.
Even just my personal gym or a little skateboarding spot right now.
Oh, a little half pipe. Oh, that'd be cool. Or just another lounge area. You never know. That would be cool.
Yeah, no, it's a nice building. They got plans for some different stuff, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a booming spot here in the next year or two. I've seen them showing it to lots of people too. So
yeah, there's a lot of work going on.
So we'll have some new neighbors here likely this summer, and who knows, maybe we'll end up renting the office space for ourselves.
Yeah,
we're growing. I hate to say that we've outgrown the space, but we've definitely grown into it. So I don't think it's out of the question that we're gonna need some more space.
Yeah,
at some point.
More space. What are you for your business? I guess on your side of things, what's lacking? Is it storage for you guys, or is it?
Yeah. So if we want to start importing like a year's worth of beans at a time, we definitely need some warehouse space, office space for Alyssa and I, and more people as we continue to grow. Seating area is a little bit small in my opinion, so we've talked about options as far as expanding that.
I did notice that. I walked in, I was just kind of brainstorming again, like one of those things, like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do with that and what their thoughts are. But I had a question. I don't know if you were gonna say anything, so you can say it, but I did have something on my mind. What is the process of getting a location for not necessarily just a business, but for anything, any shop? Would it be similar to a city, or is a town a little different?
Same general process, I think. Figure out what you want to do, and make sure you're looking in the locations that are properly zoned. So in our case, we knew we were going to be making smoke, so we wanted to make sure we were in the industrial park. There is people that set up in towns, but you got to buy additional equipment, and it wasn't something that we were interested in. We thought the industrial park of Sussex was a good location because it's still on the main strip. It's not far out of the way. But yeah, talk to the building owner, make sure they're okay with you doing what you want to do there. Talk to the neighbors, because
do you have to run it through the town at all?
Talk to the town. Yeah, they're the ones that get the final say on everything.
They're like the approval, right?
Yeah.
So do you do all that work before you talk to the town? Or do you talk to the town and let them know what you're doing and then go?
It's sort of series of ongoing conversations. We kind of, in our situation, we knew that we wanted to move somewhere. We didn't, before we found the spot, we didn't know exactly where. So we were kind of, if we'd see Chris Butcher, we'd sort of chat with him about the process. And so we were pretty well set when we found our location at Rosemont that we're in now. It was just a matter of picking up the phone, making a quick call, okaying everything that we've previously talked about, and then going for it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I never knew the process, and I was looking at a spot on that industrial, on some industrial land, and it's just past the high school.
Okay.
You know where Tremtech is?
Yeah.
Or Blacks and Bordery.
Right.
There's a location right there.
Okay.
And for Adventure Paws, I want to get a spot there.
Okay.
I think there's a little over 2 acres.
Yeah.
But it's a perfect spot to have a building, and I wish Blacks didn't get bought out, because that's a nice little building to start in and have a lot of area for them to run around.
Yeah.
For the dogs, but
yeah, I mean, the big thing is have your ducks in a row, so when one of those locations does pop up, you're ready to jump on it. Chris Butcher here at the town of Sussex, he's been great to deal with, easy to talk to. Like I said, we were able to have our ducks in a row, so when we did find our spot, we just jumped on it.
You were able to do it, yeah.
Sometimes if you're a little bit behind on the process, a place will pop up, and by the time you get everything figured out, somebody else has already moved into it. Especially those good locations, you want to be ready to pounce on.
Yeah.
I mean, current events, who can ignore the trucker convoy, although sort of one of my golden rules has always been never bring politics or religion into business.
Yeah.
Certain businesses, especially in bigger cities, they can kind of focus on a niche market, and you can kind of put yourself out there. But I find, especially in Sussex, you want everybody to be your friend, and you don't want people taking sides.
I do believe Sussex was the last place in New Brunswick for slavery. So there might be a little bit of a stigma still hanging around Sussex. But religion. There's this clothing brand that's like all purely based like workout clothing, but they like promote Christianity.
Okay.
And I don't know. See, religion and these are like the controversial topics that people get into.
Right, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with talking about it without saying something bad about it, I guess. But is working out and really promoting Jesus, I guess, is that very limited for people to grow into something else, would you think? Because I just know there's a clothing brand that really promotes Christianity.
Yeah.
And I just don't know, would that limit them to like maybe grow more, or maybe they're just like...
I don't know. It depends on how good you are at marketing and how big your clientele is. How, if, today's day and age, you're able to market online. You're able to have an online store. So you could set up a business anywhere as long as you can reach your people,
Exactly. And there's so many. No matter what community you get into, small or big, there's going to be so many people still just going to support that business or that idea or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the field. It's just sort of been one of the rules I've kind of followed.
Yeah,
and
I've never thought of that. Like, the religion and politics. I know nothing about politics. There's not a single brain cell in my head that knows anything about politics, so I wouldn't know where to start with that. But I see politics kind of dying as the days and the years go on.
Yeah, I'm learning more and more too as I get older. I'm, not a one-party guy. I found that over the years, I just tend to vote based on who's running and the things that they're standing for.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's, you hear everybody saying how much division there is, and it's pretty wild, really, like, to think about how much of the country is, like, split down the middle. You're on one side or the other.
Yeah, literally.
And people are getting pretty fired up right now about...
It's literally just two-sided.
Pretty much. It's so red and blue right now. It's unbelievable. I will say, like, seeing all these people come out and stand up for something that they believe in is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the live streams of Ottawa, it's just a huge celebration. They got music going and barbecues and...
I didn't read too much about it, and I wish I read more, but are they blocking off streets with trucks?
Yeah.
Are they basically shutting down the city?
It's pretty shut down. The main intersection that I've seen them partying at is Rideau and Sussex. And, I mean, they got a stage right underneath the traffic lights. But a lot of live streamers, when they get out of away from the gates of Parliament, there's traffic flowing through. So in spots where they might have 4 lanes, they'll have 1 or 2 open to traffic to let them through.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, which was Sunday, most of the people had cleared out. A lot of the streets that were blocked, they're empty. So I think people are getting tired. Yeah. They've made their point. And
and a lot of them are vaxxed. It's just it's that control.
Yeah. You have upset residents. It's one thing to make your point and stand firm, but it's another thing too when
Yeah, there's
people
living there. That's somebody's home, right? And
yeah, you
constant
gotta,
noise.
Again, make friends, and you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to make it worse than it already
Right. Yeah.
it became. Hotels would be booming though. So many.
I'm sure,
yeah,
yeah.
just like.
I was surprised a lot of the businesses were closed down. You see Tim Hortons or Starbucks on the corner, and they're all shut down. You would think that they'd be pumping out the coffee on these cold days.
You'd think, but maybe they're trying to make a stand too, or was it because of just people?
Could have been, or maybe they're just playing it safe. Not sure what's going to unfold on any given day.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, do you want to end it here?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Where can they find you at?
Well, PicadillyCoffee.ca. Wait, PicadillyCoffee.com. You might have to edit that out.
PicadillyCoffee.com, right? Or .ca?
PicadillyCoffee.com.
Okay, perfect.
You can edit out whichever one it isn't.
Yeah. You're on Instagram as well.
We are. Instagram, Facebook.
All at Picadilly Coffee Roasters, right?
I don't know what... you can search them from your Google.
Search up Picadilly Coffee Roasters in Google or Facebook, Instagram. You'll find them. Matt Colpitts, everybody. I really appreciate having you on. You're an amazing guy.
Thanks, Mitchell.
We'll be chatting probably in the future.
Later, everyone.
Perfect. See ya.